Ragecast.
All right, it is July 23rd, and we're here for another fantastical episode of Ragecast. As always, I am George Souza.
Marco Honorato.
I'm Nelson
That's good
Philippe.
projecting of your voice, Marco. Everyone will hear you wonderfully.
Well, I know they'll hear you wonderfully.
They just cut you off. Nelson, you want to say that again?
Fuck no.
All right, I'm with Nelson. Fuck that. I'm
Fuck
not introducing
that
myself
shit.
either. Fuck off.
Blame George.
All right, so and we've got
Cut me off while he's talking, will he?
Fuck. Little prick bastard.
and we've got a special guest with us. Return special guest, actually, for that matter.
Someone actually came back.
Someone decided to come back and join us again.
Must be masochistic.
He's a brave man coming back into this fold. You want to introduce yourself, or do you want us to introduce you? Fuck it, we'll introduce you.
Okay.
The director from the now nominated short at the Austin Revolution Film Festival, and nominated for Best Director as well, Mr. Michael Pereira is here to join us yet again.
Hey, all right. How y'all doing?
How you doing?
Good,
Yeah, you're good. Speak in the microphone, talk. I won't interrupt you this
Just
time.
speak normal.
Just-
Don't listen to George.
So George doesn't have to because his voice naturally just
Booming.
projects.
Yeah, that's the way it is.
He's got a built-in mic.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
You actually
Thanks
decided
for
to
having me.
join us again?
Oh, this is my pleasure.
Okay. A brave man. All right, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Yeah, and we'll get down to the news. And since I kind of spilled the beans on the news, but like we've been yapping about, Mike's film Deathbox is going to have its premiere in Hamilton as part of the Fright Night Theater's horror short film showcase, and that's on Saturday, August 1st, and we'll be there, which is kind of cool. So we're pretty excited about that since it'll be showcasing one of our songs.
Yeah.
So
What are your thoughts, Mike, on the whole? How you feeling about it?
The
The whole event.
No, excited.
having the film being nominated.
yeah, no, it's amazing. It's to me just like when you get nominated, it's like being recognized that people like the movie. That's all that really matters to me. Like awards, whatever. I mean, like, but it just acknowledges people like the movie, and that's all that really matters.
Good
man.
enough for you. Yeah.
No, it's good. No, I love. That's why you make movies, right? Or make anything, right? You want an audience to enjoy it. You don't make it for yourself. I mean, you make it for yourself to an extent, but in the end, it means nothing if there's nobody there enjoying it.
It's gotta be-
The exact same feeling we have when we write a new song.
Exactly.
Complete. Go play it live for the first time, and people enjoy it.
Yeah, that's
Feels great.
yeah, greatest feeling.
gotta admit, it's pretty sick though. The fact that that not only your last short, which was
The Resurrections of Clarence Neville.
thank you, that's right, but also this one, both being nominated for Best Horror Short in Austin,
Yeah.
and now the fact that you found out today, I think you said,
Best
Director.
Yeah, it's crazy. They had like features and shorts mixed together, so it's kind of cool to be.
So Best Director in a class of not only just short films,
But features,
also
yeah.
feature films as well.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking congrats, man. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Good stuff, man.
It would be cool to know which one though. Like which one.
Well, yeah, but
Because
still.
the order is like best director is.
We'll take
Was it
one of
really good
them,
movie?
fuck
Yeah,
it.
no, it's awesome. No, it's really cool. That's really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah. We
that's-
played it. I really liked my previous movie last year, so they were really excited that I had 2 this year when I played Spook Slayers there, and they really loved it. And,
Dude, that's fucking awesome, man.
Good stuff, man.
And it's cool. I mean, even from our perspective, it's kind of neat. We were talking about it the last couple of shows we've done. When we play Truth Be Told, I'm always like, from the film Deathbox, Truth Be Told. Just the fact, you know, we know you, so it's neat that your shit's being recognized, and then to remember that it's, hey, wait a second, we have one of our songs in that film. I think it's kind of cool. So
Well, and that's all to me. Like that's part of it. I mean, like take these nominations. That's great, but in the end, you look. It's acknowledgement of all the work. I wouldn't be best director if all those elements didn't work. If the song didn't work, in conjunction with everything else, then they're just. You know, everything's important to a movie. So it's like
Piece of the
so.
puzzle.
So you just kind of you mentioned one person, but it really is like an entire team. Like a movie's
It's a
made up.
collective.
Oh yeah, everything. It's made out of So
Like a big puzzle, man.
yeah, so like the song fits that movie like a glove, and
sweet.
Nice. Well, we're glad that it
Yeah.
worked anyway.
Yeah, no, it's the first time I heard it, I was like, that's it. There's no other song. So there's not even a runner-up.
There's no other song.
Well, at least
No.
it made it easy.
It's because we only gave him one song to pick. Mike, it's this one, right?
But
That's
he,
cool.
he heard a lot of our other stuff too.
Yeah, I heard the entire album
Well, I
how
mean-
many times, but I went through like a few times, and then it always seemed to be like that song is
But
the
that's
fit.
better though, because if you have 2 or 3, then you're breaking it down. But this way, you knew that's
No,
it, right?
it's instinct too when you listen to it and you feel like that's
Well, because you got the movie in your head,
yeah.
right? You got all the elements. Yeah,
Yeah.
good stuff, man.
Very cool.
Cool.
So that was it for the news. Was really just talk about the showcase. We'll talk more with Mike about not only Deathbox but about some of the other cool stuff that's coming, the music video stuff not. But as far as the news is concerned, we are done with the news. And usually after the news, Marco, usually after the news,
it is that
shit does
time.
happen.
Jeff, what time is it?
Well, Nelson actually told me in the car on the way to the studio that he was tapped out of shitty jokes.
What?
He said he was tapped out. He's like, I don't have any shitty jokes for tonight. And I was like, we can skip the whole segment altogether. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but I had enough time to remember.
But of course he
There
did.
you go. Come on, man. It
So,
wouldn't
Jeff,
be the
what
same.
time is it?
Fuck, I gotta read this now. It's Nelson's shitty joke of the episode.
Yeah.
Come on, it wouldn't be the same without.
I know, to cut out an entire
We can't leave. out
It
the
came
shit.
close, dude, because I was blank.
Really?
I was blank.
He told me, he's like, I'm out. I'm like,
I even
sweet.
talked. We were
How
talking
many
yesterday.
shitty jokes can one person keep in his head? All right, but I found one, and it's an old one, and I heard this one. I'll give the credit to the Italian guy at the construction site, the super. Okay, credit to him. I heard this one from his mouth, but I hope I don't fuck it up. But it's a little Timmy joke. So Timmy's in class, and the teacher already knows he's trouble. So she's up there and she goes, can anyone give me a sentence with the word fascinate in it? Timmy right away with his arm in the air. Teacher's ignoring him. Okay, Jessica. I went to the zoo last week with my mom and it was very fascinating. And the teacher's like, very nice, but I need the word fascinate. Then the next one. Yeah, Charles. Charles go, I was fascinated with the fact that my dad does a lot of work. Yeah, great, but still I need fascinate, not fascinated or fascinating. Little Timmy, the only one. She's like, oh God, here we go. Okay, little Timmy, what do you got? Well, my aunt has a coat with 8 buttons, but her tits are so fucking big she can only fascinate. Almost fucked it up.
That's really
Wow.
good, bro. I like
I'll let
that.
you-
I like that. It wasn't that shitty though, but that's the problem. All right.
I'd like to know if there's a rebuttal to this, because there wasn't supposed to be a segment. So
Well, you fucked up the end of that joke.
Almost. I
Not almost, you did.
No, but
You
fascinate.
fucked up the punchline.
Fuck, I did.
You did. So my rebuttal would be, that sucked balls.
Good.
So we can't show your face.
But
Your
I'm gonna-
expression just said it.
but
I was like,
the
oh
look
my-
on Jeff's face
It
was
was
like,
like pure disgust.
But I'm gonna give him credit.
That's
because
exactly it.
I'm gonna give
Pure
him credit
disgust.
because he just heard it and you memorized pretty
I
much
did
the whole
it
fucking
last
thing.
minute. I don't give
So it wasn't too bad.
he didn't just hear it. He's been on vacation.
The Italian
I'm
guy
happy,
at the-
Marco, because it's a little bit of the both worlds. It was a half decent joke that was said like shit. So
So you made up for the shitty.
For the
Okay.
shit. It's Nelson's shitty joke of the episode.
Alright.
The Italian guy at the construction site's not very impressed right
I don't
now.
know.
You fucking
I
up the
love his
punchline.
material. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, but you screwed up the joke, so it lost like whatever thunder you thought it had. It's got nothing now.
Oh, well.
Nothing.
Good.
It's a wagon with no wheels,
There you go.
and you're trying to push it uphill. Like,
With no wheels.
No, I left it there. Just a quarter of the way
you
up
had to
the
put
hill.
the shitty in this joke, right?
Oh, it's Nelson's shitty
Then it
joke.
wouldn't.
Well, it made me
The
laugh.
segment
So
would have
the
gone to hell.
fact that you
couldn't
might
have.
have fucked up the ending, it kind of it balanced it out. So I mean,
It made it shittier.
he still did what he had to do.
moving along.
Moving along.
Moving right along.
Moving
I like that.
That was good. And after Jeff's rebuttal and Nelson's shitty joke of the episode, we usually go to the segment that we always do. And fortunately, it is.
Ask Rage Cast.
All right.
We have a question today from at Lair You Sink. All right, we'll leave it at that. How do you guys find time to be in a band and have a personal life without killing each other?
Good question.
That is a good
Good
question.
question, Lair You Sink.
It's tough, man. It's tough.
I'm just saying. That's what I'm reading.
Yeah, I know it's from Twitter. That's
Yeah,
why.
I know. I know that's not his name.
It just made me laugh. Sorry, Jeff. You were.
I just said it's tough, man. It's rough.
Well, we've been doing this now for.
I guess what saves us is we only practice once a week, so we don't really have too much time to get on each other's nerves. And we got a little more time to have a personal life away from this, but
No, but even I mean,
like back in the old days when we were practicing 2-3 times a week, yeah, you know.
But we're closer friends than most bands are, and
That's
that's
true,
why
too.
most guys, as soon as they get irritated, fuck that guy and move on, and that's the attitude.
Yeah.
With us, we've been friends for way too long, where if we're that pissed at each other, we end up talking to each other about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It comes down to who you know, right?
Well, yeah. Well, the first part of the question, though, how do you guys find the time to be in a band and have a personal life? That's that's difficult.
That to me is still considering that people have gotten married, had kids, and we haven't stopped. It's not as if we said, okay, everyone stop what you're fucking doing. We're gonna pause the band for a couple of years and then come back. Like we've been
Or even
continuously
for a couple of months.
or a couple of months.
Like-
We've been continuously progressing through it. Even after while I was doing chemo, we still played.
Yeah.
Like we never really stopped.
Yeah.
So you just roll with the punches, and I think what we've become really good at is rolling with those punches, because if you stop and then have kids and get married and do the life stuff, the personal life stuff, getting back on that wagon without wheels, you might as, like Nelson said, just fucking leave the thing there.
Yeah.
You gotta have passion for what you do as well, because if
Agreed.
you got that, you'll make time.
Yeah.
Well, at the
You'll
end of
make
the
time,
day, yeah.
right?
I mean, we love what we do. That's what it comes down to. Other than being friends and respecting each other, and being open to everyone's opinions when writing music, or if one of us is being a dick because we're having a bad day, like we've all been through it. Being friends helps, but I think at the end of the day, we love playing, and that's it. You gotta love what you're doing.
The without killing each other part,
Yeah.
I think it's what Nelson said. I mean, after 14 years, this is more than just being in a band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forget the personal life, but we've all gotten pissed off at each other. Fuck, go back years for you and Jeff
Yeah.
throwing shit at each other, and that's even before my time, right? So
You go from being acquaintances to friends to brothers
Pretty much.
when you're that long.
I guess knowing each other's tendencies helps too. Like even today, when Marco trying to adjust his his snare drum, and he was ready to throw his kit,
I was
right? So
thinking
like
about
knowing him and knowing the mood that he was in, we were like, okay, you know what? Just take 5 minutes, have a smoke, and just
Set up your
readjust
shit.
your kit
Yeah.
instead of trying to continue with the practice because it wasn't
yeah.
wasn't gonna end well. Like you just would have kicked yourself over or something.
what was it? Yeah, whatever. No, what was
No,
the?
I wasn't whatever. It was like,
Let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Let's just play the next song. Yeah, that's not gonna end well. So. Again, knowing each other's moods and shit, knowing how to deal with one another, it
for
helps.
Well, and we're
That
not.
comes with experience of just
And-
being around each other.
I think to that point, we're not always in sync. We're not always lined up in terms of moods, and depending on the type of day you have will dictate how it is when you get in here, which will dictate how the rehearsal goes, right? So you could have a great day, get in here, it sounds like shit. So it's like what we were talking about today, right? I actually wanted to play, and all of a sudden it's like nothing sounds right in here,
the sound
in our
is
room,
there.
and all of a
Everything's
sudden,
been moved. Everything's
and it kills the mood, right? It kills that drive and that want. So I don't know.
I think you need that. I think you need that perspective. I mean, sometimes when it should go, it only proves how much you really want it. If you're willing, that struggle to get back on the wagon and do it, you need that. I think you need a little dysfunction in everything.
Yeah.
I don't think any of the good thing is never always perfect.
No, and it doesn't.
You need those kind of ups and downs. But
Yeah.
I don't know. But when you have to get back into it, I mean, like
It doesn't have to be perfect.
I stayed away from movies for ages, and coming back to give me a whole perspective. But then, getting back was hard. But like now I feel more confident than ever. Once you get back,
Yeah.
so you need that kind of lull where you just kind of give up a little bit.
No,
For
fuck.
sure.
The ups and downs come all the time.
Yeah.
I think it's how strong your bond is.
Yeah.
And I mean, at least in collectively for this band, the bond is too strong. I mean, considering everything we've been through.
Yeah.
So that was a cool question, man.
Yeah, the core answer to that is that we've just been friends for way too long to let shit get in the way.
Yeah.
We schedule and we roll with the punches.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, that was a good question.
Yep.
From Larry You Sink. Thank you for the question.
So that's the end of the Ragecast. But what I did want to talk about was a couple things. One, we have Mike here, so we do need to talk with Mike. But
Of course.
the show, because we just came off of another show with a couple of bands at another interesting venue that we'd never played at before.
And it was
an interesting show.
Very more interesting than we've had in the past.
Yep. And it starts with, for me anyway, it starts with the fact that all four of us had the day off from work.
No kidding.
Which has never happened
happened.
in the 14 years we've been playing together.
Sounds like we should have went to work that day. Might have.
It may have gone differently.
Balanced.
So we played at the Nocturne Club, which, if you've been to Toronto, it used to be the old Savage Garden. Now we know, because I didn't know what venue it was. We played with a myriad of bands, Don Valley, cool bunch of kids. They were actually really cool. Who else was it?
We had the band from
Vicky Vale.
Montreal.
Strikeout.
Strikeout. Yeah,
They
they were
were
a
cool bunch of
guys.
cool
Yeah.
bunch of guys, man. They were actually cool to talk to and whatnot.
The bands weren't too bad, actually.
No.
I mean, everyone was pretty.
TDSB,
Pretty
which
good.
was Tommy's band.
Oh, okay. Yes.
And last but not least, the boys from Widowmaker, and us. And I think again we were the odd band out, being the fact
Usually
that
it was like a hardcore show / punk show, and then
yeah.
we show up, thrashing away. It's always a weird thing.
It's
Everyone's
funny.
waiting for the breakdown, and this doesn't come. You know?
I gotta admit, One Too Many went over really well,
Yeah.
considering it wasn't even part of our set list.
Just when I thought Smiling Buddha had the smallest stage I had ever seen in my life. When
This
we
stage
came up
was
the
probably-
fire escape
yeah,
and saw the
probably
stage
one
on
of
this
the
place,
smallest
fuck
stages
me.
we played on, man.
Really?
It was tight.
I had no idea how we were gonna fit on that.
It was
When-
tight.
When you're offered a stage and the band looks at each other and starts debating who's gonna go and play on the floor, you know the
Wow,
stage is
that's crazy.
we debated it. We talked to each other. Should I? And Jeff, no, I can play. I don't have the pedals, no nothing. And I'm like, okay. Me and George off to.
We'll
'cause
figure
that's-
out how to. Yeah.
George was literally his ass was 6 inches away from
Marco's
Marco's
drum.
drum.
Wow.
Like he was.
Oh, if he farted, I would have
And the
smelled
three of us lined up in the front, and we were like,
It was a wall.
I couldn't see the
sticking,
crowd
we
at
were
all.
sticking out of
I
the
could not
stage.
see
It
the
was a
crowd.
wall.
My amp was right up my ass.
It
It
must
was
have
like,
felt nice when it rumbled, though.
oh yeah, my hemorrhoids loved it. Just loved it.
You know what's funny? Because I finally looked at the GoPro footage that we did with it. One, it was too dark, so couldn't use any of it.
Shit.
Really? Eh?
Oh yeah, it was
That
really.
was a really dark stage.
It was really
too.
dark
Yeah,
stage.
couldn't see fuck all.
It's clear. It's just dark. The audio is fucking hilarious because we had it mounted under Marco's hi hats. Now his hi hats, he leaves them open a little bit, so all I kept hearing was shing 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 shing. So every time he's kicking, when he's doing the double
Yeah.
kicks, all I hear is shing 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 shing
was
shing
right
shing
there,
shing.
yeah.
Because the mic's picking up the hi hats bouncing up and down. And the best part is the stage is small and it has no carpet. So one of
It
the
had
bands,
a little doormat.
yeah. So I can see, as dark as it is, Marco's Tom is doing this and moving away
Yeah.
at the end. So you can see him setting it all up. You can hear the intro, right? And you can kind of see us, but we're really blocking the light that was coming onto the stage. And it's funny because we start mentally deranged. By the end of mentally deranged, the tom has moved maybe 6 inches.
Oh.
Like from where it was, and you physically see it moving as it's playing. By the end of Hook, Line, and Sinker, when we stop and I'm talking, and all you can see is Marco's arm.
Reach over.
Thunk, thunk, thunk. And I don't know how far it moved, but you weren't
It
kidding.
moved- it moved
When you
over.
said the shit was moving around,
Yeah.
the GoPro, you really
Carpet.
see how much it was moving.
Everything
Fucking
was
carpet disappeared.
Yeah.
Not
the
to mention
The
that
carpet on the stage just magically disappeared. So when this guy goes to set up, he's setting up his drums on slick hardwood floors.
Yeah,
we weren't ready for
anybody that's played on a stage before and is a drummer, I mean, if you don't have carpeting underneath the majority of not only your bass drum, but most of your cymbals, being on a hardwood surface,
Shit's gonna
everything
slide.
starts to slide. My pedal I had my double
You're
pedal.
hammering away at shit. That's
Yeah, so
pushing-
everything was. I mean, I was doing rolls, and you see how close my toms are. You got about an inch or two in between. I was about a foot in between doing rolls.
Oh yeah,
right?
it was pretty bad. Man.
At one point, I had to use the case cover for my pedal board. He's like, bro, my one of his pedals was sliding. I had to lean the case on the wall and leaning on that, and it was still pushing
Oh,
away.
you have photos of this?
No, the GoPro footage was too dark.
Oh my
Not to
god.
mention the stage
Shitty.
was in severe need of being reinforced.
Oh, yeah.
because
Oh,
Marco
yeah.
could have easily fallen right
Yeah.
through that stage.
We're all
Where the drums
Sounds
were,
like
it
a
had
total-
a sinking.
dive.
Oh yeah, it was
Everything
dive
was
bar and a half.
bouncing, right? So you got a slippery
I'm saying.
floor.
You're
Everything's
doing-
bouncing.
You're doing your double kicks, and you're not even playing your hi hats, and I can hear shing 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 shing.
The
shing,
sound
shing,
guy
shing,
was
shing.
the janitor.
Yeah.
Because at one point
Are you
I hear,
serious?
Yeah.
dude. At one point, well, I'm
He's
watching
mopping
the
the
show, and this is what's happening. Can I get more vocals? I look over. There's no one where the mixing board is. All of a sudden, I see a guy with a broom come by, and then he walks away again. I'm like, really? The janitor's fucking doing sound? Great place.
The
Sounds like a
AC
Spinal Tap kind of gig.
The AC was leaking on people.
Oh,
by
at the bar. Yeah.
Yeah, it was dripping away. It
Oh
was
my
fucking
god.
disaster.
I wish I was there.
So the one security guy, that
The
fatso,
big guy.
it's just in the corner eating chocolate bars. Like, really, dude?
Yeah, we could have used him not in the corner. So that's my only beef of this whole thing. So okay, aside from all this shit,
Yeah,
and
the
I don't
stage
wanna-
sucked and everything else.
I,
was
No,
I,
it
don't-
was-
I don't want to cause too much of a ruckus about this whole thing.
No, but
I don't have a problem.
have conditions,
I
man.
don't. I don't have a problem with, metal has a lot of genres and trying to keep the scene alive. So you try and mix and match.
That was fine.
I don't have a problem with that. I do have a problem when incidents break out like they did before we went on stage. And I don't want to harp too much on it because no one was pissed at the end. Whatever, it's an incident. It is what it is. But it could have gotten real bad real quick.
Really bad, yeah.
Yeah.
Like really bad really quickly.
Yeah.
All right? And let's just say that, bee swatting is not our type of moshing. I know it's a hardcore thing. That's the way they mosh.
Bee swatting?
Yeah, they
Yes.
swat bees. It looks
Kick-
like it
They
looks like
kick
they're-
and punch the air like
The
they're
way-
being attacked by
yeah.
bees. Yeah.
it looks like they're being swarmed. I'll show you video footage after.
Because they fucking do all this shit.
So-
Really? People do that? What the hell?
Dude, I saw a chick holding an iPhone recording a band that was playing, and this guy's doing this mosh thing, but keeps taking a step back every time, and his fists are full arm coming back this way. At one point, I was too far to reach or jump, but I'm like, that chick's gonna get punched. The only thing that stopped her from getting a
Was the
fist
iPhone?
was she's holding the iPhone, and her arm went bang, or else it would have been right off the face. At one point, a dude came rushing out because he got clobbered. His nose was
Some
face
guy
was
got his
full of
nose
blood.
smashed.
Got smashed in the nose.
Yeah, these
Why? 'Cause swatting
these
bees.
people were moshing with basically their arms
Flailing.
just
Yeah.
Flailing your arms around.
just
Yeah,
going
this-
every which way. But not only that, like close fisted, right?
Sorry.
So many times I saw people coming this close, and
Yeah,
I'm
they
thinking
just
they're gonna
swing.
someone's gonna get punched in the face.
They just swing, go even legs.
It's okay to
sometimes
mosh,
kicks in the
you
air.
know, like shoulder checks, the way it,
But it's their
usually
thing.
is,
Yeah.
pushing each other around. But when your arms are flying like that,
Yeah.
Again, I don't, and I recognize it's the style, right? It's that hardcore style. That's the way they mosh.
I don't give a
And
No,
they-
fuck.
no, so what is it? Is it a punk thing? Or?
It's hardcore.
Since
It's
when?
like you have a.
I don't give a fuck how you mosh.
I've never heard of that in my life. I've been to punk shows. I've never.
It's not punk though. It's,
I don't give a
So
shit.
what's hardcore? I'm totally confused. I'm sorry.
It's a lot of breakdowns.
Dun, 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 dun.
Like they're tuned down really low, and it's
Dun.
like bum
Dun.
bum 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 bum
Like-
bum bum.
What's
right?
a mainstream hardcore
And
band? That was
Guys are just fucking flaying.
yeah.
I'm trying
all over the
to
place.
grasp the music after this.
I don't know. Anyway, sorry. I don't know.
Anyways.
I don't give a fuck how you mosh.
Yeah.
Mosh to how you want to whatever music you want. That's cool. But these stupid kids start bleeding into the crowd that's standing there watching. So the crowd's not watching what they're doing, they're watching the band. And these idiots are going, instead of staying in that empty spot in the middle,
Where no one wants.
they're
to be
trying
around.
to get everybody into it. You
So
understand?
here's where the problem started. Okay. Fuck, if you want to act like that, do it in front of the stage, no problem. Now you're by the bar area where people are standing having their drinks and whatnot. And this one doucher, I don't know who this kid was, I don't know. He decided to climb a cage. There was a cage set
Like a
up
go-go
for,
dancer.
for go-go
Yeah.
dancers
Yeah.
and shit. And this cage faced the bar. So this guy thought it would be a great idea to climb to the top of this cage, which is basically the ceiling of the club, and jump off and elbow drop people at the bottom.
And the thing is, this area is people were forced to only stand. So this is right in the middle of where everybody is standing and watching.
The venue only
it's
holds
not
like
the
50
mosh
people.
area.
Like the venue isn't big to begin with. So
Really? 50?
Well,
Oh, it holds more than that.
it holds
I was
more.
gonna say
but
50 is
people and the place looks rammed.
Yeah, 50
You do
people.
50
in
here.
it. 50 people and it looks wrong.
Now, by the bar, we have, women. There's a bunch of women
The girls
bunched
and
together,
stuff,
having drinks and whatever, and this idiot jumps off the cage and elbow drops into where these people are. Literally came within an inch of hitting me. So when this guy got up, I wasn't amused at all. So I, gave him a little love tap to the back to let him know my displeasure. And someone else beside me did the same thing. They're like, fuck off, asshole. And he's like, oh, let's do it again. I'm like, you better not do this again. And that's when the fun started. He climbed the cage again.
But this time he came in purposely to with intent to hurt.
Yes, and this time he didn't make it to the floor.
No, because you guys caught him.
He jumped off the cage, and a buddy of ours who was standing beside us, I guess, had enough of this guy. Caught him on the way down, and launched him into the mosh pit area.
Dude, he caught him mid-air.
Caught him midair and just tossed him.
And
it was,
pizza tossed him into the crowd.
Yeah, and then I guess in his rage or whatever, wanted to have a little discussion with this guy. And actually ran after him to grab him and talk. But what happened was the kid got up and ran. Our buddy missed. And it looked like he speared him, but he didn't. They ended up on the floor now. They're on the main mosh area. We're going on in like 5 minutes, by the way. When they hit the floor, I guess this guy's friends saw his, their buddy getting jumped or whatever, but that wasn't the case, but that's what they saw.
That's what it looked like, right? To them.
Yeah, next thing you know, there's 5 guys on top of our friend now, and they're punching and kicking, and I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, right? So I run in there, and another friend of ours as well. I'm grabbing guys by their pants, just throwing guys off. I grabbed one dude by the hair, I'm throwing him off. I'm like, this isn't right. You don't fucking do shit like this. It got a little heated, but luckily no one took any swings at me, which is good because I would have lost my fucking mind. I'm telling you right now, if I got hit by one of these douchebags, it would have been really bad. But throwing these guys off, whatever, okay, break it up, kind of thing. Then it's like, okay, what's gonna happen now, right? He's got backup. These guys are there. They wanted no part of anything. They just took off. And our friend had to leave as well, unfortunately. He missed our set.
Because he was fucking.
He didn't want to stick around because he was really, really enraged. Let's put it that way. So we had to kind of escort him out of the building and make sure that he left. But again, during all this, we're going on in 5 minutes, literally. So Marco, George, and Nelson kind of missed the whole thing. They were all in the back, getting their equipment ready to start moving up to the front. So it was just a weird feel. Like the rest of the night was weird because then like half the club emptied out after that fight.
Yeah.
Right? And
We had people there.
it was
Shit
kind of
broke
a
out,
full
and
house
it
at the
was
time, and then
Wow.
it kind
It
of
was just
emptied
a
out.
weird. It was a really weird vibe.
It was a weird vibe, It's like, okay, this shit just went
just
down.
didn't
It's like
care
we
anymore.
gotta play, like we can't get kicked out, kind of thing. It's just a weird night,
But anyway,
but that's what happened. So
that was the July 17th show. I mean, it wasn't a bad show. Like after all is said
we
and
still
done,
played okay, but we had to
played-
cut our set short by about 2 songs because
Yeah.
there was a time restraint on the nights.
which is always a challenge when you're playing venues like that.
Well, they turn into a club at 11.
But again,
so.
The hardcore kids should try to stop getting everybody else in the venue just to swing arms and just stick to your thing in the front and do it on your own. That's it. There's no need to come and punch some girl you don't know in the face because you're hardcore, man.
And definitely not by the bar. Like there is a designated area to
Yeah,
mosh.
bar is
Mosh-
off limits. Stay the fuck away from the bar.
Exactly. So,
Dumbass kids.
anyway, that was our eventful evening on the 17th, which I thought we should address because there were some conversations that happened after the fact.
Well, yeah, it needed to be addressed.
It needed to be addressed.
That's what happened.
So, But more importantly now, since you're here, we thought we'd talk to you. Not only about Deathbox, because that's one of the reasons why you're here, but also to talk about, I guess, the music video, which we've been yapping about. And I know you've had your hands full with Deathbox, so it's been a while. But you said you had a somewhat of a concept that we can sort of give people a hint at, and then. So what do you want to talk about first? Do you want to talk about Deathbox? Do you want to talk
Whatever.
about? Oh, you tell me, man. Doesn't matter. Okay, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about
It's your
Deathbox.
segment now, man.
Okay.
It's your segment, so
All right.
go.
Ask the questions.
All right, so I guess first and foremost, the premiere in Hamilton.
Yes.
That's happening on the 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as you know, you mentioned earlier, but the venue now has been changed, correct?
It's the same building, but it's a different. It's their main hall.
Okay, so it's a larger venue.
Yeah, the tickets went pretty quickly. Actually, within 48 hours, they were down to 3 tickets.
Oh shit! no
Yeah.
way.
So they decided to upgrade. I mean, which is so they've never had a sale like that for a short film showcase. They generally will. They sell out. It'll be on the day of.
Yeah.
But in this case, it flew for some reason. So I decided for the first time ever, as long as I've been running it, to upgrade it to the main hall, which is never reserved for the shorts, just for the features. So it's like a really nice little theater. It fits about, I think, 67 people, which is not huge, but it actually has theater seating, and it actually feels like kind of like a mini version of the IMAX theater. All the seats go up in a ramp. Yeah, it's a great little venue. It's really, really cool. I've always wanted to play film there, so it's...
Well, now you get your shot.
Yeah, I know. I didn't think we'd play that, so...
Sweet. And that's now that's at 7 o'clock, right?
Yeah, there's still, I think last time I checked, it was like still 22 tickets left.
Okay, so that was my next question is because I know that they can pick them up from I have the stupid thing here from Brown Paper Tickets.
Yeah. Or you can go on Facebook. Fright Night Theater.
Yeah, it's the Fright Night. It's the Fright Night Theater Horror Short Film Festival.
Yeah, and they have a site, and there's a link to the actual.
Okay.
And if you look under events, it's there. So.
Okay, cool. So basically, August 1st, we'll be there.
Yeah.
Not only you'll be there, but
some of the cast and crew will be there. Actually, most of them will be there.
Sweet. So you'll have a big contingent.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to come hang out with us in Hamilton on the 1st of August, you can come out. You can ask Mike why he decided to work with these 4 dummies.
Yeah, there's a Q&A right afterwards.
See, there you go. Why did you decide to work with these 4 dummies?
Yeah.
That will be my cue. Anyway, no, that's honestly, dude, it's really cool. I mean, I know from our perspective, we are extremely grateful and thrilled to be a part of it. I mean, it's definitely a cool thing to talk about, and especially when you're talking to people. It's like, oh, you guys playing a band? Yeah, we got a song in a film. Really? Yeah, it's kind of neat. I'm actually looking forward. I don't know about you guys, but I think we're all looking forward to seeing not only the short, because that's shit. That's the cool part, but even just seeing where the song fits. And I know you sort of hinted at, hey, it'll appear more than once, which is kind of cool. So the fact that there's
it's definitely kind of cool to have that experience of like now feel that responsibility to the band that gave you the permission to play that song, which is awesome. I mean, like that's you're thanking me to put it in the movie, but if you guys didn't say yes to it, then I wouldn't know what to do. So so it's cool. So it'd be cool to see your reaction, to see how you felt the song fits in the movie. So it's always fun. Like even I know I generally have a composer, but we're working together and he knows what the movie's looking like. So in this case, you guys are completely going in blind, not knowing what you're going to get into. And I feel that even with actors when they're shooting it, it's really great to see the reaction afterwards, because shooting a movie and what the movie's going to look in the end is 2 different things. Yeah. They don't know what takes I'm going to keep or how the music is going to work. So.
Well, and the story can change drastically from what you shot to how you edit it. Because just taking out a line or even taking out an individual in editing changes the entire dynamic of the film, right? So of the story. So I think that's the cool part is
that fucks with the director
totally
bad. They
yeah,
cut this out. What?
And it's happened on occasions where I just like you have to make those decisions where having to I'm working on a feature project now, and I've had a certain actor in mind to play a certain lead. I ended up cutting the character completely out of the movie, so it was a fun discussion. I ended up being a good sport, saying hey, whatever's the best, but But you shouldn't be ever dictated by the people you're working with to feel the need to kind of to appease people. You look at the project and what's the best thing for the project, and that's like my philosophy.
So as far as the Austin festival,
Yes.
so now we talked about it in the news about not only Deathbox being nominated, but you being nominated for Best Director. Is there an intent to go?
Oh, I'm definitely.
Are you going to Austin?
I'm definitely going. I know some of the crew and one of the actors is actually considering going. So,
Really? So when?
We're screening. I think September 25th. I'm pretty sure September 25th, and it's a midnight show. So it's like a Canadian horror showcase. Yeah. So it's really surreal. Like the feature is one of the more bigger indie Canadian features. It's on sale here in Canada. Like Walmart carries it, everyone carries it, but it never actually screened in the States. They don't have distribution yet, so this is kind of like their premiere for it, as far as I know.
And I'm assuming when
no, it's not their premiere, but it's like another. I think it's the first time it's played in Texas. So
it's like so. I'm assuming when you're there, you'll find out. Like I guess it's not like an award ceremony, is it?
There is on Sunday.
Oh, really?
On the Sunday.
Oh, okay, cool. I wasn't sure I was going to ask. I was like, an award ceremony? How's this shit going to work?
Yeah. It's the Saturday. We're playing on a Friday, so the Saturday's an award ceremony. So we'll see. I mean, like, I'm not expecting anything, but I mean, like, it's
still
cool to
whatever, man.
It's cool to be nominated, to be acknowledged. But no, yeah, it's supposed to be a really great festival. I've heard only great things. Yeah, so it's kind of cool. Both my latest shorts are playing right in front of the feature, and that's it. Just that, and then it plays at midnight.
Sweet. So the other question that I had, and someone else asked me, just in passing in conversation, is okay. So it's premiering in Hamilton on the 1st of August.
Yeah.
What's the likelihood of Deathbox showing up in Toronto?
It's very likely. There's a lot of festivals out there. Unfortunately, in Toronto, everybody wants premiere.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So I've had to pass out on a lot of on a lot of festivals because there's one in particular that I'd like to get in. So you kind of gamble and say, well, you know what, I'm going to hold off on this one because this is where I feel like the movie will be best appreciated and will be like just a great audience. So we're hoping it'll be sometime in the fall, winter. You'll see the movie here. I wish it would be sooner, but that's...
Okay, so that's what I was going to ask. So I'm assuming, like, we're always talking anyway, so
yeah.
I'm assuming you'll keep us up to date.
Yeah, it'll be in the fall. I will know by October for certain when or if it'll play. And there could be other places. I've submitted it everywhere. So the thing is, like, festival season only is in the fall and beyond. So I won't find out till like a month about other festivals. So
cool.
These just happen to be the first two that we got back to us. So.
Sweet, man. No, that's awesome.
Yeah,
it's great, man. It's good. It's exciting, right?
Yeah, it is. It's really exciting. Yeah, especially when you play in different, like my movie's a little satirical, knock on a little bit on American hero cliches.
Well, okay,
I'm very curious to see how they react to it. Canadians have watched it.
I've only seen the poster, man.
Well, I showed it to the Canadians, and they always get it. Like the few people that have seen it, like really laugh at that stuff. So I don't know if they're gonna find it as funny. Right. If an outsider is kind of poking fun on, I mean, I think it's. I mean, like, I love those cliches, but like I'm doing it definitely affectionately. But I can see some people, I don't know,
being offended.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe
there's always somebody that's going.
Oh, there is. So I'm very curious to see. Yeah. But I mean, like the festival liked it, and they're nominating it, so and they're Americans. So I mean, like Texas out of all places.
I was just going to say you're going to Texas, man.
So there's definitely people who like it. So
okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about Deathbox, but also wanted to maybe just give people a glimpse of conceptually, because we've talked about. Straight Jacket in the video, and I know you've had your hands full with Deathbox and
Straight Jacket,
because
it's harder. It's been harder actually because all these months I've been working on it and like finding that concept that I fell in love with. I found this is like absolutely harder. I'd rather write. It'd be easier to write a feature or a short than doing this little bit. And George has been like,
I'm laughing.
I've been wondering how could it possibly? It's only 5 minutes. You don't have to worry about dialogue. That stuff is easy for me. When you have a narrative, but here I have a song I have to serve that has a mood. So like I'm walking into like already kind of handcuffed to what you know, I have to serve the song. So it's like,
Serve that master.
yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
you can't go anywhere you want with it. You
oh
gotta
no, and that's been like the fun.
Well, you know what? Hey,
I can't. No, he can. But I know what he's saying. He's got in his mind. He's got to have it a certain way to fit the song. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
How many videos have you seen that have absolutely nothing to do
Yeah.
with the song?
Oh, and it's almost always. It's almost
Yeah.
always the easy thing for me to do is like, let's find a cool location. Let's have you guys play. And that's what pretty much every video does. And that's why, especially the ones shot in a day, it's always done that way. It's always, let's find a cool venue, a cool location, record the band filming in every lazy angle you could possibly find because it's easy to just shoot everywhere and eventually can edit something together. And George was really insistent on like, let's try a narrative in some
Well,
sense.
because I know. I mean, just based on all the conversations we had initially.
Yeah.
And you said it the first time we spoke. You're like, I don't want to do the same. I don't want to do the same thing of just filming you guys playing.
Yeah.
You know, and putting pieces around the story. I want to try something different.
So can we not be in the video?
You know, I'm playing the idea of. I like the idea of you guys being in the video as well.
I'm just being grumpy.
Yeah, but I'm trying to find a cool way to do it, and not just like, well, here is the footage of the band playing. Finding a way to visually incorporate that.
Well, even being part of the story, we don't necessarily have to be playing.
Well, the song is a big part because we played the idea. We played the idea. Yeah, George has been hinting on the extra thing. Yeah, for me, it's just like the movie, and I've been listening to the song. I don't know how many times I've heard it, and wrapping my head around the lyrics because the lyrics are directed, but at the same time quite ambiguous. So there's so many ways, like
it can be taken a lot of different ways.
So I had to find like what I got out of it, and to me, it really brought me back to memories of working in an office environment and feeling insignificant, feeling just like another person in the cubicle.
Yeah.
So I responded to that aspect when I heard the song is just, you know, like there's so many, when you walk in rush hour downtown Toronto and you're just one of many people and no one gives a shit, right?
Like a flock of sheep, right?
Yeah. And not in my case, but I mean, like, you know, I've seen people married and feeling that's an extension of that, getting home and following that routine and can drive people kind of crazy. So we decided to write a narrative around a character, a Joe Schmo who just at this point of the story happens to be struggling, dealing with that of feeling just maybe life's not exactly going where he wants to go. So and at this point that pressure starting to mount, and that's where the idea of the song is representing that other half of him, that repression. Which is metal does for me. Like in Infinity, that's like what metal does when I listen to metal when I want to kind of let it release. So feeling that the song is that release in some sense. So
the other side, yeah.
Yeah. So
It's the darker side.
yeah, but we will have like a script. I've been working on actually there will be an actual story around it, so it just won't be just the song. We do have, again, this is still early, but I've written an intro for the movie that doesn't have the song. So for like the first minute or two. So it'll be like an extended version, so maybe like an 8-minute thing potentially.
That's cool.
Yeah, kind of like a mini movie.
Like-
Yeah.
See, but I'm like I think conceptually, you know, and we've talked, you know, okay, if we're gonna do this, let's do this different than what everyone else does.
Yeah.
Right? Because why the fuck not?
Yeah.
I like that concept of there being more of a narrative, and the song is what's driving that narrative.
Yeah.
You know
Makes
what I
it
mean?
interesting. To
Yeah,
the
the
viewer.
lyrics has the narrative though. Like you listen to it, there is an actual structure.
Yeah.
At the end, it looks like, at least for me, that character that you guys have written, essentially, is kind of almost accepted it. Is kind of this is what it is and that's it.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, that's a really great ending point to end it. I mean, like not. I don't. The suicide thing is just an easy way out, but I mean, like the idea of someone still living with this by the end of the story, I thought was like really cool, and that's like where everything kind of came together when I realized that aspect. When I got to the end of the song, and I feel like that
Just felt right.
yeah, and it just kind of goes nice. Like I feel like I got the entire story, got the character, and now just filling in right now, filling in all the images to that point of trying to find everything of every mundane thing we do in life, because I want someone who watches this who doesn't maybe understand metal, because I feel like metal is really great at that sense of getting that frustration. Someone can watch this and appreciate it, the story, and understand the lyrics in the song better. It doesn't have to be a metal fan. So
Yeah.
or if you have like a band playing, it's like you're catering to an audience. Well, here you try to cater to understand what the lyrics is about. So
Well, and I think you talked about that initially about trying to branch out and not just do the same thing over and over again.
or at least inspired from the great videos.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like in the 80s, like, music videos were really good, especially for metal. I mean, they had Metallica has got out of one that has so many great videos. Like Unforgiven is like tells a full narrative.
I always thought one was.
But one is incredible.
And the extended version of that video, it's like 10 minutes long. And,
Yeah.
And I mean, I recognize that it's based around that, the story, but like, the song becomes a soundtrack,
Yeah.
right? And that I think is the cool part is saying, yeah, you know what, yeah, we've got a music video, but the song is a soundtrack.
Yeah.
And
Like Tool.
Jeff can have
Tool,
his wish and
Jesus
not
Christ.
be in the video at all.
Tool's got
See?
like-
There you go.
I think
I'm
maybe-
fist pumping right now.
George
You
is
guys can't see
pushing
it,
me
but
to
I'm doing
put
it.
you guys in cameos. I'm just gonna.
I think
I
maybe,
might be okay with cameos, but doing the stage
Not the
playing
sta-
thing,
but that's
probably
the thing.
not.
Not the stage playing, but I think the cameos, like if it's what he's talking about and having this guy interacting with, on his mundane everyday type of shit.
If he's, I tell you
You're
what,
camera
if he's
shy?
on the, well, no, I just don't. Well, I cringe when I see cameras. That's just me. But
What?
the idea of the mundane stuff, like if the guy is, let's say, coming home from work, right, and he's stuck in the transit system. That's happened to everybody. You're trying to get by, and some asshole just
Plows right through you.
plows right into you and shoulder checks you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be perfect for that.
But
I'd be the
that's-
guy doing the shoulder check.
But that's the type of
You know what I
stuff-
mean? Like,
that's-
if you want to use us like
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
that would be
Yeah.
pretty cool. Like where this guy interacts just on his random
his interactions
adventure,
are actually with
right?
the band
Yeah, but
without realizing
different scenarios with each one of us, kind of. thing.
without realizing it's the actual band.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
the interaction, so for instance, the interaction with me could necessarily be me talking to him,
Yeah.
but what I could be doing is actually mouthing, like speaking the lyrics of the song.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So there is that connection of, okay, I know who these individuals are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Without actually, there's the band playing and doing the same shit
Yeah.
over and over again.
Well,
Conceptually, that to me is like, fuck, okay, you're pulling in from a lot of different perspectives.
Well, to me, like, because I originally had the idea of having the band there almost representing that repressed side, but I like the idea of the video almost being at a certain pace. Because, like, we listen to the song, and that's been, like, the thing that's been. I literally spent 2-3 months literally just figuring out.
He
And
calls,
I figure it's like, this song just doesn't fucking stop. It starts aggressive and it continues on. And it's like, where am I going to find that middle ground to, like.
part after
So I'm thinking that maybe that'd be great to have these kind of images of someone in the subway and see this person with a blank expression, and the song is playing. So the song is saying everything of what he's thinking about. If you find a good actor that can tune into the song,
dude,
because you see people in the subway just look like they're just gonna snap, but
Yeah.
they're just
Yep.
composure. But the idea of like that's the song that's playing in his head.
He
I
called
thought-
me. He's like, this song doesn't stop. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, it was just one of those weird conversations. It's like, I'm trying to build this concept, and there is no lull in this song.
Yeah.
And there really is. That song is go from
Yeah.
start to finish. He's like, there is not one spot where I can find a just a breath, so I can pop something in there. He's like, this is
Yeah.
100 miles an hour from beginning to end. I'm like,
Well, just a week ago, I just decided, fuck it, I'm not gonna fight the song anymore. This is what the song is. Then I'm gonna have to like. So that's where I got rid of the band concept. I said, well, that's it. The song is like, is gonna represent what this guy's going through. I just need a good actor that can tune into the song, and that's it. So that's what
I
we're.
think. Well, we got Jeff right here. He'd love to be in the video. The main.
Oh, the main
Yeah,
character,
yeah.
every scene. Oh my
Every
god!
scene.
Especially
My facial
like-
expressions are awesome.
Especially I like doing a lot of takes too. So
And Mike, he can really
until he snaps.
he can really tune into the song because he wrote part of the lyrics for that song.
Yeah. I could believe it. I can believe it.
It's true, actually. Him and Marco. That's Straight Jacket. That's
yeah.
that's Marco and Jeff
Those
that
are-
wrote that.
Those were lyrics from an older song that we no longer play. We just salvaged the lyrics because they were good.
So
You know, I was like, oh fuck, these are pretty good lyrics. We'll use it somewhere else, and then
yeah,
add it to this song.
Yeah, fits it. So that's the idea that we're.
cool.
But looks like I don't know when we're shooting. I know you guys are doing an album.
Well, we're starting to talk about new material and
Yeah.
where we go, but I mean, there again, focus is okay. We know August 1st. We've got a commitment from a Deathbox perspective. I really want to make sure that we do you proud and that that it works out the way it's supposed to, and then really just start working I think from our perspective now is okay.
We might be on hiatus, I think.
Yeah, we might be taking some time to
Maybe
to
one
start-
more show.
Yeah.
Close off the summer, and then we're probably gonna go into work mode.
and we're gonna go into
Get ready to
workshop
record
mode.
again. Yeah.
So the timing is right,
Yeah.
you know, and then that will give us the opportunity. It's okay. We're in work mode. Workshop mode allows us to write and work on the music video. So
Yeah.
you know, I think the timing is right. And I think you originally said, hey, yeah, you know, talk closer to about the end of the summer to start working on the music video. So the timing is pretty
Yeah.
spot on there.
Fall's good too because it's like nobody's really shooting a lot in the fall.
Okay, so I mean,
Yeah.
it's
But I'm excited to do it. And also, I'm also in transition of another project, so I feel like I'll be like in the same kind of work mode too.
Cool.
So it's
good.
a good practice.
So there'll be more to come, folks. That's you just got a chance to get a glimpse of potentially what Straight Jacket's going to look like. You'll see lots of shots of Jeff. He'll be smiling.
Yeah, I'll be
waving.
the star of the video.
He'll be the star of the video. You know.
You gonna get a stamp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna stamp my autograph.
Fucking page fucker.
Hey, now.
Fucking idiot.
I'm not saying any bad shit about,
Not saying nothing.
I'm not saying nothing. Fucking idiot. Nelson's a little upset that he didn't sign autographs.
When?
No, I don't want to get into it.
Sign autographs.
Jimmy Page, man. He was in the book.
You're making me get into it.
Oh, it's so funny
The
actually.
book signing.
Yeah, he was.
He didn't actually sign anything. He had like a stamp.
Fucking Page shows up with this 2 foot by 4 foot stamp that he had to use 2 hands. That's his autographs. Bang.
Jimmy Page.
Really?
Yeah.
A
didn't hear
book.
that.
Yeah, he released a book. It was in
People
Toronto,
waited
right?
in line for
It was
hours.
the release.
So
Yeah.
weren't they told that was gonna happen?
I don't know, dude, but
lot of
I
people
saw it
freaked
on the
out.
news.
Yeah, a lot of people freaked
Saw
out.
this rich bastard smiling and stamping 2 hands. Bang.
Was he charging for the?
I don't fucking know, dude, but
I think he said to buy the book.
I
right?
think that's
Nelson's
just
really
not
pissed.
right. I think that's just not right. Like
That's so weird.
didn't know
music.
I knew it was here. I had friends who went to it.
For you to be famous
he
in
didn't sign.
music, you're nothing without fans.
Yeah.
And fans line up for hours waiting for an autograph to meet you and everything, and you fucking okay. He wasn't even looking at people. People were throwing a blank piece of paper. He's talking to some other dude. Here you go, buddy. Here you go,
You
buddy.
know what? That's
Cut
sadly
out those 2 shots.
no. Well, you know what? That actually sadly happened. I mean, I attend Fan Expo every year, and it's the same bullshit because these kids, like my kid, goes and sees people that he idolizes. Why can't they go up to talk to him? It's like it costs a pretty penny.
Yeah.
Because Doctor Who was here last year. He's a huge Doctor Who fan. Guy was charging $80 an autograph.
What?
But his lineup was ridiculous.
$80
So, but it justified. He can charge that. Because the lineup was.
Hold on.
Lineup never stopped.
Okay, so hold on a second.
Doctor Who's huge.
$80 an autograph, and I
Yeah.
get
Hulk Hogan was charging $60.
Again.
And Mike Tyson, I don't even want to know what he's charging this year. Tyson's here this year.
wallet. That's right, brother.
I get.
Tyson's just like, can you just hit me?
I get. Okay.
Not me.
Let me tell you something, brother. I'm gonna sign your page, but it's gonna cost you $60, bro.
Jimmy Hart signed for free.
As if they need the fucking money.
No. The best.
Not really.
I think the fans
they
have
all
given enough.
charge.
Like they've given enough, man. Honestly.
They all charge, sadly. The only one that didn't ever in the history of Fan Expo, and they will never do that again. Apparently, other people that are there are incredibly uncomfortable. It was one guy. 2 guys, actually. You know the book World War Z?
Yeah.
The Zombie Handbook?
Yeah.
That guy, it's Mel Brooks' son who wrote those books.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Max Brooks. So when he was there, someone in the Q&A asked him, like, why aren't you charging for autographs? And he said, like, why the fuck would I do that? It says, like, you guys are buying... I wouldn't be here. No, he said, I wouldn't be here.
Thank you.
You bought my book. The least I could do is give you some of my time.
Thank you.
Sign the book.
Yeah, that's pretty
And
cool.
other guests apparently took that to heart, found out. Because people started going up to him, well, Max Brooks is not charging. Where are you? They got offended. He's never been back since.
And he
And no, it just apparently made the rest of them look bad.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but that's his choice, man.
Yeah, but apparently it's but it's just like they look at it's just like literally. I don't know if you've been to these conventions, but they have a guy there and they have a cashier next to them, taking the money. It's just like I don't feel like I'm paying like whatever Bruce Campbell, for example. You give them your money and then I don't know how you can it becomes
Interact,
personal.
yeah.
What?
Because I paid for service.
Yeah.
You're whoring out your autographs.
I got Kane Hodder to autograph a picture. I have it at home in a frame.
And how much that cost you?
It was $20.
Actually, it's reasonable.
I have
That's-
this. I got,
But he also allowed me to pose with him to take a picture
And they usually
on the
charge
house.
for that.
I didn't charge he didn't charge me to take the picture. I took the picture with him, but the $20 is because it was an actual picture of Jason.
It was the 8x10
yeah,
glossy,
it was
right?
like the
Yeah.
one that they had set up, right? And then he signed it off. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
what got
I
to
wanted
me,
him to choke me out, but he. I wanted him to show his tattoo, the kill he has on his lip.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy. Man.
He is, and I went to his Q&A after.
He's a big
He was
dude, eh?
Really
Yeah.
nice guy.
And his book is amazing. Highly recommend reading it. This
Yeah.
book is.
Kane Hodder?
He has a book.
Oh, I
on
didn't
his
know he
life.
had a book, really.
Yeah, and it's amazing stories. Guy's got incredible stories. But he's like, he's no bullshit kind of guy too.
Wow.
Yeah, he was pretty cool.
the only thing that got to me with that page signing the autographs with his magical stamp was the fact that what I saw was he looked pure ignorant and didn't give a shit, and the way he was just stamping. That's all.
stamping,
You know, he was there for the money, and then it's bullshit.
And he's
you know?
paid to do these tours. Like,
That's
right.
right.
But the thing is, they're all like, I've talked to celebrities because I work for a website, Bloody Disgusting. But kids, you talk to celebrities, and they all look like, oh, I'm jet lagged. It's like, dude, you're getting paid to fucking talk to people, to sign autographs.
And you're complaining.
What are you complaining about? Do you want to do my job? Do you want to stock shelves? Do you want to do construction?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know,
come on.
man.
I think at a time we're talking earlier about Metallica. There's a point where these people lose that perspective on reality of what the average person goes through.
Because they get wrapped up in their own
Well,
world.
they get wrapped
Yeah,
up.
yeah. And it's all I know they go through.
And
incredible
everyone's,
parties.
giving, and everyone's giving them everything.
Oh,
I think,
yeah.
and then again, different headspace. I had no idea about. Sorry, dude. I didn't mean to bring up that Jimmy Page thing. I had no idea that had happened. Anyway.
No, but the thing is, a lot of them, all these celebrities have. That's why they get caught up on drugs. They don't pay for any of this shit. They don't pay for any of this. They go to parties at these festivals or these, if you're playing a club gig, they get all the booze for free.
But that's what happens
No, they
to
cut-
the that's what happens to the super rich.
Yeah.
Where once you're that rich, wherever you go, it's I already have a table for you. Oh, don't worry about paying. You're here. That's enough for other people to see and come in. That's
I
how
got
it is.
stories and celebrities you wouldn't believe. I could almost do like once a month.
That's a different rich.
You would be stunned of what these people like just expect because they are who they are.
Not surprising.
They don't like paying for nothing too. They're cheap as shit.
And the
We're
thing
all
is
human
it-
beings
The
at the
thing
end of
is,
the
it's
day,
kind of
you know?
backwards.
No one's
or-
better than anyone else.
And ironic because the people that can afford to pay for everything and have cash left over, they're the ones getting the freebies.
Yeah.
But regular Joes like us gotta pay for everything. But you know what I mean?
They get
Like,
whatever
it's-
they want. They get whatever
it's
they
funny
want.
the way
It's
it
like you
is.
look at independent artists, who if they get vinyls printed, they still have to pay for their fucking own vinyls to be selling it or to have their own copies.
Yeah.
Or like these guys, it's like, here, I'll give you like all these copies for free.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Like,
We feel bad charging people for our CDs at our show. Like the last show, that kid that wanted to buy like all 3 CDs, right? Didn't we cut him a deal? Like
So, but it wasn't just one. It was 3 kids. And because I did it for one, when we were talking to him, I'm like, look, give us $10 so we can get rid of our merch as well.
right, but like we're broke ass and we feel bad
No kidding.
charging $10,
For one CD.
for
On
one
top of the fact that
CD.
you got 3 that night.
Then we gave him, I think, 3 for $20 or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Whatever it was, and even that you feel bad, right?
Yeah.
And these other people expect certain things,
but you
know,
guys
it's
spent
like
your own money
like,
on
fuck
it
off.
too.
Yeah,
See,
that's-
see,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
different.
On top
That's
of it.
different.
On
But
top
that's
of it.
different though. You guys spent your own money on it. I mean, like,
Exactly.
or like these guys, they don't spend a dime. They have somebody else putting all that money in. I'm still charging.
There you go.
Different strokes for different folks. It is a very different world.
Yeah.
It is a very different
I
world.
like
Thank
being
God I'm
poor
not
ass.
part of that.
Yeah,
Well,
that's true.
So
Anyways, wrap it up.
let's wrap up this ma. Again, Mike, thank you for coming down.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks for
And-
having me.
Yeah, thanks,
sir.
Mike.
As always, congratulations yet again for being nominated.
Thank you.
And you like I said,
You guys got nominated too. Best short. It wouldn't be. Who knows? Didn't have that song. I may have just picked that.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was
Yeah.
That's what it was. It was
Yeah.
a song.
It
Wait
was
till
us.
you see it. Wait, in a week you'll know. It does it for me.
Anyway, I know we're grateful for the fact that you wanted it in the movie. So from our perspective, I think I speak on behalf of everyone when I say thank you, because it is a big thing for us.
Yeah, thank you.
We appreciate it, man.
And we'll close up this month like we always do. No, I'm not clapping my hands. Anyway, guys, don't forget, you can go to iTunes. You guys can, and have been, streaming and downloading our Ragecasts, because clearly we're still doing them. So this is, this is really cool. And keep sending the questions in. DesolateRageBand@hotmail.com, or, shoot us a note on Twitter, or even on Facebook, whatever. Any social media aspect. And if you guys, like we mentioned on the 1st of August, if you guys want to come and check out Deathbox, and you guys can hear Truth Be Told, we'll be there in Hamilton. Come on out. Come say hi. Jeff loves talking to people, especially out in public. He loves people.
Love it.
He's a people person.
He is.
Love
He is a people person.
Love it.
I'm actually pretty shy around people in public, so don't come and talk to me.
What?
Yeah. Even he knows, eh? What?
Anyway, no. Come on out and support, not only Mike's film, but all the shorts, because there's...
Yeah, it's all independent, local.
It's independent.
Some local, some... Yeah, sounds like a really good group of really fun shorts. So.
It should be fun, man. It should be a good time. So we'll be there. As always, I am still George Souza.
I'm Marco Honorado.
I'm Nelson Philippe.
What song are you gonna end with?
Oh, okay. But that's right. We never really talked about it.
No, we didn't.
I was thinking of going really old school.
Yeah, I see the name. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking of going really, really old school.
This is our radio-friendly song. It is.
Yeah, it's the only one that exists. Unless you guys want to pick a different tune, we can. I just figure we might as well get through all of it.
Whatever. It's It's a song we wrote and worked on at one point, so we'll play it. Man.
It's a cool tune, but it's different. It's very different, actually.
It's one of our first.
It is actually one of the first songs as the four of us.
Yeah.
So you're going back to, 03.
We'll get to see a bit of the evolution of how we've changed.
There you go.
It's the radio-friendly song, though.
Yeah.
I think we wrote it specifically for that purpose, right? It's
Yeah. So we'll play this one off the EP. This is My Demise, which actually has some pretty cool stuff in it. There's some acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
There's definitely a different tone.
Yeah, it's got a bit of everything. So
More of a heavy blues song.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's different.
So
Very different. But
we'll leave them with My Demise.
sure.
And so you're Nelson Philippe, and you are?
I'm wanting to leave because I want a coffee.
As always,
Wrap it up.
As always, we are Desolate Rage. Mike, thank you again for being out.
Thank you.
And I guess we'll leave them with
My Demise.
My Demise.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Ciao.